Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to RobMotive. I'm out here cruising around in the Tacoma once again because, I like to take these joyrides, and that's really what this is. It's a joyride / video opportunity. It is 93 degrees and overcast, although it looks mostly sunny, but there's a lot of clouds up there, and we have a cold front coming. The temperature's going to drop like 30-some degrees on Sunday, Monday, I guess. So it's going to get quite cold here for us. 50 to 60 degrees. It's pretty cold when you're used to living in the 100-plus temperature area. So anyway, as I'm out here driving around, I'm thinking to myself, what the heck is Toyota doing? What are they thinking? They've been dangling this 2024 Tacoma in front of us now for a few months, right? They started their campaign as they always do. They put out some little shadow teasers, maybe a light or a corner or whatever, and then more pictures of the truck and some colors and some more hype, and then they put the mules out there, the trucks that are going to be destroyed. It's something I found out recently, that they destroy these mules. They don't even leave them out there, which I find really hard to believe. Why would they destroy them? I would think there'd be a market for them with collectors of vehicles and things, right? So I'm not quite sure I believe that that's what Toyota's going to do with the mules that are out there, is demolish them before production starts. But speaking of production, usually by now, mid-October or so, we know what's going on. Pricing has been released. You can start ordering. At least that's the way I remember it with other Tacomas that I've bought in the past. Now, they haven't been redesigns, but nonetheless, they were still new years. And I can't help but think of the Tundra when it went through its redesign and first came out. I believe I drove one in October, or maybe it was November, but it was close. And it was released. All the numbers and costs and all that stuff, the options you could get, all of that was released in October, by mid-October, I believe. So what the heck is Toyota doing with the Tacoma? There's a lot of rumors and theories out there that maybe they ran into something with this Turbo 4, even though Toyota's been producing a Turbo 4 engine for quite a while. It's not like it's something new and they're recreating the engine, right? So I don't believe that at all. I don't believe they've run into any problems or anything like that. I've heard that they're holding off until they sell out of everything that they have and purposely creating a shortage so they can charge more money. Now, you and I know there's going to be a price increase on this new Tacoma. It makes perfect sense from a business standpoint. They've got a brand new model coming out. Why not go ahead and increase the cost and justify it with, it's got more tech in it, it's better designed, it's all new. So I'm sure there's going to be a price increase. But that's really it for the manufacturer, for Toyota themselves. They're not gonna get any of this aftermarket adjustment money. That's a dealership thing. But what if Toyota and the dealerships are in cahoots? Which would make perfect sense, right? The dealerships are the ones that sell the product for the manufacturer, so certainly there are some wink, wink, nod, nod, good old boy deals in there. Why wouldn't there be? I would be shocked if there wasn't. Now, I would be surprised if it went as far as we're going to hold off production to give you, the dealerships, more of an incentive to charge more money for the trucks. I don't know. I've also heard that Toyota has now moved to almost a just-in-time philosophy when it comes to supply of new Tacomas. In other words, they're only going to make what they can sell through allocation. There might be a few on the lot here or there, and those are probably the ones that fall through. In other words, somebody says they want it, puts down a deposit for it even, and then when it comes time to sign the paperwork, do the deal, they back out. Well, obviously that truck is now on the dealership's lot. It's going to be there for somebody else. So you might be able to find one that way. Or maybe trucks that are assigned to dealerships through allocation and nobody wants them. for instance, maybe something very base or maybe something very expensive. Can go both ways, right? And then obviously the dealership is going to have to take those and they'll be on the lot for sale. What's interesting for me with those kind of vehicles is whether or not you would still see the aftermarket adjustment. The shortage adjustment is what I'll call it. The supposed shortage adjustment. In other words, there aren't a ton of them out there for you to get, so we're going to charge you more to get what is available. I don't know. I mean, from a manufacturing standpoint, with someone like Toyota, I don't know if it really makes any difference to them to sell trucks via allocation. I mean, the dealerships have to take the trucks. I'm sure there are agreements out there between the dealerships and the manufacturers as to what vehicles and quantities they have to take. The manufacturer doesn't really care if the dealership sells those trucks or not, because once they ship and they arrive at the dealerships, they get their money, they get paid. The dealerships have to pay for those vehicles whether they have them sold or not. And that's the only flaw I see to the theory that Toyota is moving to a just-in-time allocation type sales approach. It just doesn't make any sense to me. As a manufacturer, you know, I would want to sell and dump off as many vehicles as I could. And I don't care if the dealership sells them or not. That's up to the dealership. And I think that's kind of why dealerships can kind of do what they want to with pricing as far as these aftermarket adjustments. You know, the manufacturer, Toyota themselves, they don't really have much say in that. You know, they sell their trucks off to the dealerships and then the dealerships do what they want, I would assume. But you know what happens when you assume, right? So maybe there is also something in these dealership agreements that state how much money or what they can do with pricing, because ultimately it makes the brand look bad. You know, if you pay attention to any of the comments and things out there on these aftermarket adjustments, it doesn't look good. People don't like it. I don't like it. And I don't blame anybody for that either. I mean, why would you want to pay $5-10 grand more than what the manufacturer says a vehicle is worth for nothing? Although dealerships have gotten a little smarter recently, at least the ones that I'm hearing about, comments and things, and even my own experience, they're now adding options to the vehicles to kind of justify these aftermarket adjustments. In other words, accessory things like bed mats and side rails and even warranty type things, extended warranties and things like that. They're tacking those into the price. The good thing about it is, again, my experience is that if it's nothing that's already installed on the truck, you can have it removed. In other words, I don't want that security agreement. I don't want that ceramic coating because they haven't done any of that yet. Who knows? Anyway, I was thinking as I was driving around, you know, what the heck is wrong with Toyota? Where are the Tacomas? At least the information on the new Tacomas. Why haven't we heard anything yet? Leave a comment down below. Let me know what your theory is. Why is Toyota seemingly delaying releasing any pricing or spec information as far as trim levels and what you're going to be able to get on the new Tacoma? I'd be curious to know what you think. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.